I get to vote for the Hugo Awards this year, and I need your help figuring out which books on the shortlist I should read. Hey everyone, Fina here from Fina Reads. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Today I need your help. I am going to WorldCon in August in LA. WorldCon hosts the Hugo Awards. You might have heard about those. It's an award for fantasy and sci-fi books, happens every year. And we just received the list of novels, novellas, and everything. And I have to say, I haven't read any of them. I haven't read any of the books listed there. So I thought, you know what, I should at least read one of the novels and maybe one of the series, not the whole series, but maybe the first, maybe the second book, depending on how big those books are. So I thought I'll share with you what the 6 nominees are in the novel category and what the 6 nominees are in the best series category. And then you maybe can let me know which one of those I should read. I will start sharing my screen and we will walk through the list of the 6 nominees for novels and the 6 nominees for best series and take a look at the Goodreads page for each. Before we dive into the first book, I wanted to just really quickly mention what the 6 nominees in the novel category are. It's The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson. I can't even pronounce the name. Just pretend that I pronounced this right. A Drop of Corruption by Robert Jackson Bennett. The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow. The Incandescent by Emily Tesh. Shroud by Adrian Tchaikovsky, and Death of the Otter by Nady Okorafor. And I have to say, 2 of those I've never heard of. The rest I've heard of the author or the book or, you know, a combination thereof, but I've never heard of the Everlasting and the Incandescent. That's going to be interesting. All right, let's take a look at The Raven Scholar. So I know that our favorite bookstagrammer, Esme, is a huge fan of the book, and she read it last year. It was published in 2025. But that's the extent of what I know about this book. I actually have no idea what it is about. My assumption was like some sort of academia school related setting. So I wanted to take a quick read through of the premise to see what it is even about. Electrifying new voice and epic fantasy, the Raven Scholar masterfully woven and playfully inventive tale of imperial intrigue, cutthroat competition, and one scholar's quest to uncover the truth. I love this blurb already. I also know, so the little things that I know about it is that it is different. It's supposed to be not your typical kind of school fantasy setting type of trope, but it's supposed to be different, which I'm always there for. I love when someone comes up with something that hasn't been done before. Wait, hang on. Is it not a school setting? The one of them is murdered. Oh, yeah, right. There's a little bit of a mystery in there too, right? It falls to Nima Kra, the Emperor's brilliant, idiosyncratic high scholar, to find the killer before the trial ends. To do so, she must untangle a web of deadly secrets that stretches back generations, all while competing against 6 warriors with their own dark histories and fierce ambitions. Okay, so it's scholar, not necessarily school, and it sounds like a mystery. I mean, fantasy mystery, it has like still dark academia in the thing in there. Romantasy, yeah, I've heard too that there's a little bit of romance in there, but it's really more just a side thing. It's not a romantasy, it's not like a romance heavy book. That would be a great reason for me to read this book finally. If that's what you're voting for. All right, let's go into Robert Jackson Bennett. The book that is actually shortlisted is A Drop of Corruption, but obviously I wouldn't read a book 2 in his series, right? Like that doesn't make any sense. So I would read book 1, The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. This has been up and down on booktube specifically. And I know a lot of people where I trust their opinions have read it and have loved it. So here's a little, I know there's mushrooms of some sort, and I know it's also more mystery than, like it's a fantasy with a mystery setting. So we already have 2 books now with a mystery setting. That is interesting. And this is also one of those that I really want to get to. From all the vibes that I've been getting from that, this I think is a book that I would enjoy. Plus, Robert Jackson Bennett is an author that I really want to read, and I haven't read his other series yet, and, I have to start somewhere. So this would be one that I'm very interested in, especially since Trade of Blood, which is book 3, is coming out sometime in 2026, right? So I have been waiting for the last book to finish, and I hope it's only a trilogy. But yeah, I've been waiting for the last book to finish so that I can read the series. As you know, I hate starting a series and then not knowing when the next book come out, which would actually be a ding on the Raven Scholar, because I don't even know when book 2 or whatever book 3 will come out. Now we get to one of the books that I've not heard before at all. Like neither the author, let me actually quickly see if the author wrote anything else that I might know. Starling House. Once and Future Witches. Yeah, I've seen that book around. Okay, yeah, okay. A Mirror Mended, Spindle Splintered, whatever. Okay, I've seen the author around. The Everlasting gives me romantasy vibes. Moving and genre-defying quest about the Lady Knight whose legend built a nation and the cowardly historian sent back through time, to make sure she plays her part even if it breaks his heart. Wait, hang on. Time travel? What is going on? What? Sir Una Everlasting was Dominion's greatest hero, the orphaned girl who became a knight. Okay, I love that already. Who died for queen and country. Her legend lives on in songs and stories and children's books and recruiting posters. But her life as it truly happened has been forgotten. Centuries later, Owen, that's how you pronounce his name, failed soldier, struggling scholar, falls in love with the tale of Una Everlasting. Her story takes him to war, to the archives, and then into the past itself. Una and Owen are tangled together in time, bound to retell the same story over and over again, no matter what it costs. But that story always ends the same way. If they want to rewrite Una's legend, if they want to tell a different story, they'll have to rewrite history itself. Okay, that has me intrigued. I have to say that. I don't know how romance heavy it is. Not that I have anything against romance heavy books, but this sounds like a really intriguing story. So it's kind of Outlander themed, but with a female knight, so where the man goes back in time, not the woman. That's kind of what I'm reading into. I mean, cool. It has a 4.19 rating. Clearly read a lot, so I clearly missed out on that one for whatever reason. That could be something to read. Sounds interesting. The other book that I haven't heard about at all is The Incandescent by Emily Tesh. So let me look at the author here real quick as well, because I also haven't heard of the author. Drowned Country. Okay, I've seen that. So, actually, I've read that. Silver in the Wood and Drowned Country. I actually read that. Yeah, I've had that. See? Read. And that was very atmospheric. I actually really like that. Okay, so is that something similar then? That would be interesting to hear. Naomi Novik's Scholomance series meets plain bad heroines in the sapphic dark academia fantasy. Okay, none of this tells me anything. I hate these blurbs where it's like compared to blah, 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 and then you've never heard about the book because it's not what you typically read. Dr. Walden is the director of magic at the Chatwood Academy and one of the most powerful magicians in England. Her days consist of meetings, teaching A-level invocation to 4 talented, chaotic six formers, whatever, more meetings and securing the school's boundaries from demonic incursions. It doesn't wow me too much right now. The cover is very cool, I have to say. I'm not super intrigued by this right now. Dark academia, elder millennial teacher. Okay, so this is from the teacher's perspective. I've read another book where it is a sci-fi, also school setting from the teacher's perspective, which is Warehouse Dreams by Teresa Halverson. And I really, really loved that one because I love that twist on school, but, you know, from a teacher's point of view. Okay, that is a plus point in here. Okay, Esme loved this one too. Snarky bisexual director of magic in her late 30s, A-level invocation plots through bureaucratic nonsense and protects the school from demons that are attracted to technology. Okay. It's different. I give it that. Like the romance isn't romantic. Okay. Fair. It has some interesting phrases in there, but I don't know. You tell me. It's not like out of the, like if I just look at the 4, this is not one that screams, read me. Although funny enough, most often the books that don't scream that tend to be really good. So I don't know. Let's just move on to Shroud by Adrian Tchaikovsky. That is an author I know. I know he writes way too many books in any given year. And he is a very hit or miss author for me. So I've read like 3 or 4 books by him, and 2 I liked and 2 I didn't. 4 books then. Yeah. So very hit or miss author. This is one of his science fiction one, alien space opera, speculative fiction. All right. They looked into the darkness and the darkness looked back. New planets are fey game to asset strippers and interplanetary opportunists, and a commercial mission to a distant star system discovers a moon that is pitch black but alive with radioactivity. Okay, that gives me already vibes that I'm kind of vibing with. It's high gravity, high pressure, zero oxygen environment. Oh my goodness, put like a whole bunch of descriptors in here. Is anathema to human life but ripe for exploitation. They named it Shroud. Under no circumstances should a human end up on Shrouds in whatever surface. High gravity, high pressure, zero oxygen. Yes, I would agree with that. Except a catastrophic accident sees Juna Sealander, and May Stay Etienne doing just that, forced to stage an emergency landing in a small, barely adequate vehicle. My goodness, these sentences. They are unable to contact their ship and are running out of time. What follows is a grueling journey across land, sea, and air. During this time, Juna and May begin to understand Shroud's dominant species. It's also first contact. I mean, yeah, it said aliens, blah, blah, blah. So it's a first contact alien. So I read one of his other first contact books, Children of Time, and I loved it. I thought it was brilliant on how he did that, especially when it comes to how they started communicating with each other and started to learn, how to engage with each other on various levels. I would love to see that again. Last one, Death of the author, Daye Okorafor. I've read her Remote Control. That's what I've read by her, and I really enjoyed that. It was also one of the more different books, and I loved the atmosphere again in that book. But I haven't read anything by Daye Okorafor since then. So let's see. The future of storytelling is here. Life has thrown Zilo some curveballs over the years, but when she suddenly dropped from her university job and her latest novel is rejected, all in the middle of her sister's wedding, her life is upended. Disabled, unemployed, and from a nosy, high-achieving, judgmental family, she's not sure what comes next. Oh, man. In her hotel room that night, she takes the risk that will define her life. She decides to write a book very unlike her others, a science fiction drama about androids and AI, one of my favorite topics, after the extinction of humanity, and everything changes. What follows is a tale of love and loss, fame and infamy of extraordinary events in one world and another. And as Zilo's life evolves, the lines between fiction and reality begin to blur, because sometimes a story really does have the power to reshape the world. So hang on, is this a thing where she writes something and then it becomes reality? That would be really cool. I would love a story like that. Okay, larger contemporary novel, but with sci-fi elements. Blah, blah, blah. Culture, family, profound communication. Well, that gives me literary vibes right here. I would not be up for literary sci-fi. I had a little bit too many of those recently. We have 6 books. We have The Raven Scholar by Antonia H. The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett, which is kind of cheating because technically it's a drop of corruption, but book 1 and whatnot. The Everlasting Alex E. Harrow, The Incandescent by Emily Tesh, Shroud by Adrian Tchaikovsky, and Death of the Author by Daye Okorafor. So let me know which of these 6, you can pick one. Don't say everything, please. Pick one, maybe a second favorite if you want to, and then I'll see which one of these I'm going to read, and then let's look at the best series, and I will pick one of those as well. So hopefully I get 2 books that I can read before August is. Sometime in August is when the deadline is for the Hugo Awards, and at that point obviously I want to have read it. So for this series, it's a whole series that has been nominated. There are also 6, starting with the Chronicles of Osred, which is the Goblin Emperor, then Emily Wilde, the Oldman's War, the Craft Wars. So, editing Josephine here, I just realized I talked about the wrong series. The Max Gladstone series that is nominated is not the Craft Sequence, but the Craft Wars. Same author, same world from what I understand, still urban fantasy, but yeah, I'm talking about the wrong series. So, I still want to read the series that I'm talking about, probably, not the one that is nominated, because if I understand it correctly, the nominated one is actually after the other one. I'm not 100% sure. You can let me know that in the comments. Well, enjoy the rest. White Space and the October Daye series. So some really cool series here. So let's take a look at some of those. Chronicles of Osred by Catherine Edison. So I would read book 1 in the series. Depending on which series ends up, some of the books are shorter and easier to read. Goblin Emperor is not one of them. I might even read a book 2. But if you guys pick October Daye, I will not read the 20 books that are out right now in this series. Not going to happen. But we're starting with Catherine Edison, the Goblin Emperor. So again, I don't know much about it. And I've not read any of these series, any books in these series, but I've heard about more of these than with the individual novels. But the Goblin Emperor, what I know is that it is more on the literary side, a bit more difficult to read, slow burn even, some might say. Highly acclaimed type of book and story, and a lot of people think it's like one of the best fantasies out there, and you know how I'm doing with these hyped books, usually not very well, so... So half-goblin, son of the emperor, has lived his entire life in exile, distant from the imperial court and the deadly intrigue that suffocates it. But when his father and 3 half-brothers in line for the throne are killed in an accident, he has no choice but to take his place as the only surviving rightful heir. So a little bit more typical fantasy storyline from what it sounds like. More epic fantasy sounding in general compared to all of the others. There was a lot of more like, mystery or romance adjacent or something like that. So this is the first actual like epic fantasy. This one, from what I've heard, is a bit more deeper, more complicated, something you don't read like quickly in one night type of thing. The next one was Emily Wilde, and Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies is the first one. This one I was actually really excited about in the year when it was 2023 when it came out, and then I have heard a couple of things that made me pause and be like, oh, maybe it's not the book for me. And I'm blanking on what it was. It has been a while, but I've never looked at this series again then afterwards. It's more on the cozy side, cozy fantasy, exactly. So let's see. I don't even know how to pronounce this word. A curmudgeonly professor journeys to a small town in the far north to study fairy folklore and discover dark fae magic, friendship, and love in the start of a heartwarming and enchanting new fantasy series. Yeah, it definitely gives me more the cozy vibes of things. I'm really blanking on what it was that I've heard about it where I'm like, Okay, cute, cozy, charming. What did I read about it? Can someone tell me this, please? Anyway, okay. So cozy fantasy in this sense. Not something I'm in the mood for right this second. I know this is a big hype one. Where's the series? Is it done at this point? Book 2, book 3? No, book 4 is still in progress. Okay, so this series is not even done yet. Okay, that is also something that dings it for me a little bit. We'll see what you guys vote for. So that is a contender. And then John Scalzi's Old Man's War, one of the series that I also wanted to read for some time. I've read, what did I read by John Scalzi? Like something with sheep, android sheep, something. Old Man's War is one of his like more known books or series rather. And it's definitely one that I do want to read because he tends to have a very interesting sense of humor in the books sometimes. And obviously I would hope that this is the same case here. John Perry did 2 things on his 75th birthday. First, he visited his wife's grave. Then he joined the army. At 75. All right. The good news is that humanity finally made it into interstellar space. The bad news is that planets fit to live on are scarce, and alien races willing to fight us for them are common. So we fight to defend Earth and to stake our own claim to planetary real estate far from Earth. The war has been going on for decades. Brutal, bloody, and yelling. That does not sound like any type of humor at all. How long is the series? All right, we have Old Man's War, Ghost Brigates, The Last Colony, Zoe's Tale. Okay, so there are a couple books. Yeah, I remember it was a little bit of a longer series. Yeah. Military fantasy, space opera. Okay, so classic fantasy, sci-fi. The next one I'm really excited about. So that's The Craft sequence by Max Gladstone. First book is 3 parts dead. It's more of an urban fantasy. I actually got that recommended by someone, like he owns a Magic the Gathering store that my husband and I go to every now and then. And he caught me reading because every time I wait or, I have a pause in the game or whatever, I start reading. So we talked about books at one point and he recommended this one and said it would be really, really good. But again, I have no clue what it's actually about, but I love the cover. I love the urban fantasy, steampunk kind of mystery vibe. I need to read more of those type of books. I don't know why I'm not doing this. It's absolutely my genre. Like every time I read kind of more gritty urban fantasy, I end up loving it. And why am I not reading more of it? Anyway, A god has died, and it's up to Tara, first-year associate in the international necromantic firm of Calatress, Albrecht, and Ao, to bring him back to life before his city falls apart. Her client is Kos, recently deceased fire god of the city of Old Colum. Without him, the metropolis steam generators will shut down. Its trains will keep running, and its 4 million citizens will riot. Okay, just because of that, just reading that, I want to read this. Necromancer, which I really love Dead Things by Stephen Blackpool, which is also Necromancer. So I love that, and I'm hoping that I get similar chaos here. Next up, White Space by Elizabeth Bear. Ancestral Night is book 1. I think this is one of her more recent trilogies. Yep, this is a trilogy. Perfect. Elizabeth Bear has let me see if I can scroll all the way down here, has other books. This one, The Range of Ghosts, the book where Range of Ghosts belong to. This is one of her series that I'm actually really, really interested in reading. It's more fantasy one. She's definitely an author that is high on my list of I need to try her to see if her writing vibes with me. And I've actually looked at this before, was not super intrigued by this one. Again, for whatever reason, it has been a little bit, but was more intrigued by the fantasy one that I was just showing you guys. So definitely an author I want to read more of. Don't know if I need her sci-fi trilogy right now. Okay, Haimi thinks she knows what she wants. She thinks she knows who she is. She's wrong. A routine salvage mission uncovers evidence of a terrible crime and relics of powerful ancient technology. Haimi and her small crew run afoul of pirates at the outer limits of Milky Way and find themselves on the run, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this sounds more like a hard, I don't know if hard sci-fi, but really like a sci-fi. Okay. Sometimes that's all you can say when you read something. Last one is the October Daye series, Rosemary and Rue by Shauna McGuire. Rosemary and Rue is the first book in the series. I actually have book 1 here. Ian from Ian the Reader. I ordered a blind date with a book from Ian's bookstore, Ian the Reader. I'll put his YouTube link down below. But I actually got a blind date with a book from him from his store, and that was what was in there. And I am similar. Urban fantasy again. I'm super excited to read it and to dive into the series. I've only heard good things, and I actually believe they are reprinting this right now, right? Like in floppy paperback editions. They're in the middle of reprinting this series. So I would be super excited reading that. I only know urban fantasy, fae. That's it. October Toby Day is a changeling. Okay, changeling, not fae, potato. Half human and half fae. There's the fae. Has been an outsider from birth. After getting burned by both sides of her heritage, Toby has denied the fairy world, retreating to a normal life. Unfortunately for her, the fairy world has other ideas. Urban fantasy, I'm all for, as I mentioned before. And I would love to read this. And if now is the time to read this, that would be fantastic. So, again, your choice what you want me to read. So we have the Goblin Emperor, we have Emily Wilde, we have Oldman's War, 3 Parts Dead, Ancestral Night, and Rosemary and Rue. Let me know down in the comments which one you think I should start. So if I would have to pick one right now, on the series side, I would probably be between Rosemary and Rue and 3 Parts Dead. I would probably roll the dice on one of those two. And then when it comes to the novels, I actually am not 100% sure which one I would read because there's so many that I want to get into. Like Ravenskull, I really want to read. Although, again, the fact that the series is not done yet and 2027, so it's not even this year that the next book is coming out. And then I don't know, is it a trilogy or a duology? How many books are we going to get? Fantasy doesn't even say. Okay, great. So that kind of has me hesitant on this one. I want to wait till we have more books out. Tainted Cup, I would absolutely read right now, knowing also that book 3 is coming soon, and I believe this is only a trilogy. I could be totally wrong with that. Who knows? The Everlasting sounded really cool. That was like the Outlander one, right? That was the time travel one. Yeah. So that one, and that is a standalone from what I'm seeing here. So yay, more standalones. The Incandescent, I'm still kind of questioning if that would be my thing. Shroud, I'm not sure I'm ready for another Adrian Tchaikovsky and Death of the Author, the literary part. Yeah, so it would probably be the Everlasting if I would have to pick from these. please help me. I clearly cannot really make up my mind at 100%. I need help. I mean, I need help for a lot of reasons, but right now I need help to figure out which of these books I should read for the Hugo Awards. Let me know down in the comments, please. Thank you. Yay. And then let me know if you are going to WorldCon in LA in August. I would love to meet up. Like if you're going, let me know, and then we'll figure out some cool booktuber meetup or something. That would be fun. I would love to do that. So I hope you enjoyed my chaotic little video today, and I hope you helped me figure out which book to read for the Hugo Awards. Already, thank you so much for helping me vote for the Hugo Awards this year. I'm looking forward to your comments. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button so you see once I read the book what my opinion is. I'll probably share in one of my monthly wrap-ups. Then I hope I'll see you soon with another video. Till then, have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.